Good evening, people of the internet, and thank you for joining me on this glorious evening, day 85, where I get a little too finicky with my lines and completely overdo it, but damn was I having fun today. Look at this guy in his little space helmet. It's an odd helmet. I didn't put too much thought in it, but you know, why not have a fishbowl for a helmet? It's cool. There's nothing out there that's going to knock you over and it's going to shatter, possibly. Who knows? My name is Jean. This is my video series here on YouTube, in which I detail the happenings and trials and tribulations of making my own comic book. The 100-day challenge was started by Kevin Cross of Monkey Mouth fame. I'll put a link down below. And there's quite a lot of us who are doing this challenge, and every day we post videos to the best of our ability, and we have a great time making our own comic book project come to life. So far, this one is about a crew of intrepid explorers, as you can see right here, and they are about to encounter someone who is wandering this strange land in which they travel, where he should not be, and this is of great interest to them for their own nefarious purposes of being there or something. Who knows? You're about to find out. As I am making these 10 pages, this is page 3 I'm on right now. I've finished the roughs for the first 10 pages. This is my big introduction in which I try and pique your interest. And I hope to get this finished in the next couple of days. And by couple, I don't mean two. Oh no. Probably next 2 weeks, if all goes well. If I can keep this page up, which yesterday I made a good start on this page, but I only finished it up today. So that's 2 days per page. If I could keep that up, I guess that means another 20 days? No, another 14. So that's 2 weeks. I did it. I finished my page. I took way too long. I woke up way too late because I went to bed too late as well. It's 10 o'clock at night, but I finished my page. And I am... there's so many little things I want to fix, but just look at it. It flows. There's tons of information on this page. There's tons of little detail. There's lots of the really intricate black and white line art I wanted to do. Some of it isn't quite working and needs a lot of cleaning up, maybe even some redrawing, but I finished the page and I'm very excited, and I'm going to take a little break and finish the rest of that chocolate bar because I've earned it. And I'm going to make a coffee, and it's on to the next page because, you know, it's what we do. I guess it's what we do. I'm addicted to these. They're so good. They're so good. So here we are. It's the next page. The roughs. Let's quickly have a look. So, on the last page we were introduced to the whole crew. Well, not the whole crew, but you know. Yep, management crew. And on this page, they spur into action after one of them decided to climb down from the top to go after that wanderer. Wait, what happened? Right. And I've already had one thought pop into my mind. This screen, like if they're going to go to some kind of control room, which I have down here, where there's a giant screen, if it's urgent, why would you move from this screen? Like surely... unless you can only control it from over here. But it's one of those things where I'm like, that doesn't really make any sense. Also, on the previous page, he was staring at his phone and clearly communicating on his phone-like device with the outside world. And now there's this giant screen, so what was he doing on his phone? And like, maybe it doesn't matter, but because I kind of want them to be an offline kind of crew with It's a science fiction setting. They have high tech, but at the same time, it's very low tech. Hence the curtains and stuff like that, because they're running a clandestine operation. Like the ship is practically falling apart. Like there's all this stuff that I want to communicate. So now I'm thinking like this should be. What about a bookshelf? Like old school bookshelf for in case the power goes out. Or this is supposed to be their entertainment hangout room. So it could be something else, but like not a screen. Just a little thought. So yeah, this is it. Get to draw that early guy again. Big action scene. In a way, nothing much happens on this page, I suppose. They run. He's left behind. Outside, he's hiding. You can see how far away he is from each other. And they're catching up. I suppose that's something to think about. It's really a connecting page that reminds you of the first 2 pages, I guess. Well, maybe I'll come up with some more dialogue. So, let's get started. I recently moved to beautiful Barcelona, where spring has taken on a whole new meaning, because it was only 3.5 weeks ago I was suffering through a snow and hailstorm in London, and look at this. 30 degrees Celsius, people. Yes, of course, that's the countryside. Barcelona, fortunately, isn't quite that hot in spring just yet. So here we are on our way to Figuerès, which you may not know, but it is actually home to one of Spain's most famous painters, Salvador Dali. Welcome to the Salvador Dali Museum in Figueres. We finally made it, and there's a little bit of everything here. Pixel art before pixel art was cool. Check. So while the girls are away, I thought I'd quickly explain. I just wrote down a whole chunk of character development for the Taskmaster. Like it's not like I think of him as a main character, but each character should be his own main character to his or her own story. So it was my first attempt at simply writing down his wants and desires, like what he wanted, what he wants now, and what he will have, as a nice little note. So, and then the other realization I had just now was, besides being in the presence of fantastic art, is how much more I get done when I have less time because I'm much more focused. So yesterday I had the whole day off and we were all very tired and hanging out at the house and doing stuff, and I was doing art, and at the end of the day I was disappointed, but when I looked at what I'd actually done, it was a decent amount of work. It was just not a page or a this or a that, but I continued it this morning, and so I guess it's two. So I'm happy overall with the work I've done and where one of the character sketches are going. But I do think I need to break up my day more and like with some kind of disciplined routine, because it just means I get more done, if that makes sense.